Angry Bookworm Radio. Minimal planning, maximum effort.
All right.
Because I know for the very first one. Go ahead.
I'm going to do the intro. Unless anyone has any other shenanigans, get loose.
I'm all shenaniganed out.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm good.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're the main culprit.
Literally every time I've gone to do it, someone has fucking interjected. Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Hypothetically. I'm Grant.
I'm Drew.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Churn.
And today we're going to talk about should superheroes join the army? Or fight in wars?
Not really. No, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. Absolutely
at all.
not.
Tell me why they shouldn't.
Okay. Are we shake hands on it?
Oh, yeah. Shake hands.
Anti-supers.
Anti-supers in the war. It's very bad.
All right.
Very bad.
So I've been watching The Boys on Amazon. I don't know if you have. Do you have Amazon?
I am aware of it.
Is it
yes.
I'm unaware of The Boys.
All right. Have you seen it?
I've seen, I have Amazon, but I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
So it's based on a comic book.
It's like a fictional Justice League, right?
Well, it's
Well, and even more fictional.
Yeah, right. Versus that completely literal. That history book on the pages there.
the real life Justice League. No, so it's based on a Garth Ennis comic book called The Boys, which is fantastic. And Garth Ennis famously hates superheroes. So any of his stuff is like
Real subverting of the genre kind of deal.
Yeah, it's what if Superman was evil? What if Batman was a pervert? What if,
He is, kind of.
well,
Have you seen Robin's Get Up?
Yeah.
No, Batman is.
Yeah, Robin didn't
Bruce
choose
Wayne
that.
is.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce, wait, two separate people.
What?
One-
Are you
One's
talking about
a-
the billionaire Bruce Wayne or
The
Batman?
billionaire playboy philanthropist Bruce.
Iron Man.
Shit.
Tony Stark.
Skip me.
Two separate people. So, and in that they talk about, they call them soups, and having soups in war and soups like on the front lines fighting war, and I think that that's a fucking terrible idea.
Every time you said soups, all I could imagine was like a big bowl of chowder.
Or like a Campbell's
Just a straight
Superman.
Campbell's. Yeah, straight can.
I'd rather have home style chicken noodle on the front lines
Than
than
a superhero.
Superman. Because
We need cream and chicken on the front line.
they're superheroes. They're objectively dangerous. They're an objectively dangerous group of society,
Yeah.
and you can't have them fighting wars because it just goes against every convention that we have.
So the problem is, you don't like making them stronger, training them up for it? Because otherwise they're just still the same amount of power.
I think he's
You know?
coming at it for more of a we shouldn't give them the guilty pleasure of doing that, knowing that they can like just wipe out armies like that.
Well, the thing that I like, my main gripe with superheroes being in the war,
Think.
like, okay, you have World War II. Oh, this is a perfect example. Captain America in World War II.
Yeah, that's
Captain
just what I
America
said.
was like OP as shit. Imagine if that was on the quote unquote bad side.
Yeah,
right,
Like,
they're born with a gun in their hand.
they are a
don't
gun.
fight a guy
Well,
with a gun in his hand. Just like
Just
They,
like leave.
they could turn the tides of a war like that. I
so
snapped.
why would you not use them?
Because it's okay. So we have Superman. Say we have a Superman-like being, right? The
Right.
United States, and we send them to, I don't know,
Korea.
Say North Korea. That's asking to be nuked.
Yeah, but guess what? You know what would happen? We would win because that's what Americans do. Amen.
It doesn't.
Superman would just fly up and laser all the nukes.
Okay,
Done.
Superman is a man. All right, he's a Superman, but
Done.
he's not Jesus.
Okay,
He's
so
not,
is he? He's not.
He doesn't have the
Krypton?
beard.
Or was that
He
what
does
we're
not have
saying?
the beard.
it doesn't matter. If you have a
Kryptonian.
Superman-like being, he's not infallible. Like that's a person who can be corrupted.
Like all of the other people.
Like
in
everyone
wars right
else.
now.
Yeah, but the people fighting the wars can't shoot lasers out of their eyes.
That's true. They can
Yeah,
only
but
shoot you
they
with a
can-
gun.
They can shoot you with a gun, but they'll run out of ammo. Superman just photosynthesizes. He gets energy
There's
from the
counters
sun.
to everything, though. You know.
Yeah, no,
we have
not for
anti-nuclear
Superman.
missile system. Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Well,
Okay,
we're saying
good
Superman,
luck with
like,
the cancer.
we're-
Okay?
We're saying a Superman-like being. What if you don't know his weakness?
Yeah.
What
It's-
if Superman Hitler You don't know his weaknesses.
Maybe his mom's name's Martha.
He was
too,
just like,
and it just works out.
and like,
So okay, there's a one superhero example. Let's go like X-Men.
Oh my god.
They're everywhere. Everybody has them. What do you do other than like allow them, or even I say brainwash them and put them in the front line?
you don't allow them.
I
You don't allow
What do you
them
do?
to fight.
Do you like quarantine them? Do you just let them live their lives? Because part of living their lives could be joining the military and fighting in the front line.
Well,
You
guess
can't
what?
put them in like internment camps.
You can.
Yeah, no.
That worked before.
I have famously, I think, had some very controversial opinions about mutants.
Yeah.
And
You
guys
powered
have.
people in this
I
regard.
don't remember this one. I don't think I was here for that.
I think
It's all about the Sokovia Accords.
Did we talk about that on a podcast?
no.
I didn't think
No.
so.
But if we're gonna bring it up,
Yeah.
Maybe
let's
this
talk
should
to
be-
the mutant racist over
But
there.
no,
maybe
let's-
this should be should mutants be registered?
But
Because yes, they're objectively dangerous. It brings me back to what I was talking about with like Superman and everything. You're talking about a group of individuals. I feel like I'm Alex Jones.
at least at least
Yeah,
on,
if you're out sure, it's gonna be like there's a group of individuals that are coming down here.
He wasn't far off from that. He was right there.
You're talking no, but in reality, okay. So if we existed in the world where there's mutants and superheroes, you're talking about living in a world where there's objectively dangerous members of society. And I understand that you can get a hold of a weapon and you can commit a mass shooting, right? Okay,
Right.
that's something terrible that happens in this world. And I don't
that is
mean
under
that-
specific circumstances.
Yeah, and I don't mean to bastardize that and talk down to those actual real life events, but if we lived in a world where superheroes existed, you're talking about like on the whim of
A mass
anyone.
shooting.
Yeah, you could just nuke a city. I mean, if that was your superpower, you could just explode. On a whim, you could destroy a city.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not want to regulate that? Don't
Why
put
would you
that-
not want to use that?
Because that's dangerous. Because then you're using
War is dangerous.
War is dangerous, but war
But they
is
have specific
fought by
rules, too.
soldiers.
They have specific rules of war too.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm pretty sure a man walking out there and becoming a nuclear weapon does
Nuclear, yes, but
Like-
laser eyes? It doesn't say shit about
laser
that.
eyes is
Okay.
terrifying.
Hold up. You have
Even
someone.
Kuch ain't got shit on laser.
I'll say you go DC. You have someone like Dr. Manhattan. You have him walk out and just
Dust everybody.
dust everyone.
yeah,
It's
he
like
did obliterate a couple Vietnamese.
Just a couple.
Just a
few,
couple.
like a handful.
Just a couple.
A hand dozen.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's a very dangerous tightrope to walk because
On the actual battleground, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Weapons-
outside of it,
I think
Weapons-
that's what war is. It's a razor thin line, always, no matter what. And you're adding a little bit of spice to it with that, but that's the game.
but weapons can be controlled. You can control where a bomb goes. You can control where a bullet goes to a certain extent. You can control it.
another person can aim it, and then someone else can stop that person from aiming it. With a superhero, if they aim it, you better hope you're out of the way.
You have to bat 100% if you're commanding a superhero, and
It's
that's
the same thing with like the nuclear football. If that falls in the wrong hands, you know what I mean?
No. But the nuclear football can't think and act for itself. A
That's true.
superhero can.
Yeah,
It's just cutting
nuclear.
out the middleman.
No, it's not.
It is.
The nuclear football can be destroyed. The nuclear football can it can
can
fall into
destroy a
the
superhero.
wrong hand. It
Dormant.
can fall
Depending
in the
on
right hand.
superhero, yeah, you
Or-
can destroy
or-
some-
A superhero could be lawful good,
exactly.
But a superhero can be chaotic evil,
just like people.
just like people. But a superhero alone can destroy a city.
like a football that nuclear football can stay dormant forever without anyone using it, realizing it,
Yeah.
or utilizing
Superheroes
it.
too.
A superhero with that level of power, like we're talking
The
like
conscious state of that like extent of power is fucking
a Superman
mind-numbing.
level, a Dr. Manhattan level, like that type of person is not going to stay perfect. They're not going to bat 100%. And when they don't, they really don't.
Dr. Manhattan is
Yeah.
an easy example of that. He was very neutral. He was like, this is objective. This is the clear view.
And look what happened. A squid attacked New York in the comic books are
I was just gonna
What's
say
his
he
name
went to
blew it up?
Mars, but
well,
Like, he went to-
if
like-
you read the comic books, a squid attacked New York, but if you watch the movie, it was just a bomb that
Yeah.
had his like energy. They're making an HBO sequel. You seen the
watching
trailer?
it,
Looks
yeah,
really
no, it looks
interesting.
awesome. Looks awesome.
Yes.
But yeah,
It's-
the superhero actually like fighting in war is bad. Now,
All right, so
a medical.
you have superpowers.
All right, so I think we've done our bit.
okay,
We'll
that's fair.
have the liberals, the your
snowflake
peace
dudes.
loving, let
pro-war
everyone-
liberals.
Yeah, let these pro-war liberals fucking give their say.
The anti-snowflake, the wet fire droplet.
The wet fire droplet. Okay.
So I would
That's just tequila.
I would tend to believe how you're defending it, that you're more. I have a feeling you're a little bit more hardcore about it than I am.
Dude, round them up,
Oh Jesus!
brainwash them. They don't know any life
Okay.
but war.
So-
We take over the world.
What about
Game
extremely
over.
smart telepaths?
So
Okay.
If we can't turn them, we gotta kill them.
They're a telepath, though. That's gonna be really fucking hard.
Charles
it's
Xavier
difficult, not
would
impossible.
pop your skull.
He would make you
No,
pop
I'd
your
get him.
own skull.
I'd get him young, dude.
He'd wheel
I'd
up.
get him so young. We're not playing like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you and I are like we meet in we're a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Most of our ideals are
Get
on,
them.
like,
Get all the mutants. Definitely
yeah,
in the middle.
The mutants are the problem
and the solution.
and the solution, the final solution.
I won't.
I disagree with you when it comes to camps. I think camps are a waste of resources.
Wait, what? I don't want camp. I want to put them
he
in
wants.
camps.
He just wants to round them up.
I only want like in a military base, not like. I mean, maybe it's
That
pretty similar.
sounds like camps.
A military base
I'm not
with
talking about-
tents. It's a camp.
A camp is more of. Here they are. This is where they stay. This is what the place is for.
But that's a
I have
military
training
base.
grounds.
Like a
You know what I mean?
community.
I train
Okay.
them there. It's more like barracks.
So, walk me through it. Help me understand. I'm a little mutant child, and I
I'm
develop.
sorry to hear that.
Thank
It
you.
explains a lot, actually.
sucks.
yeah.
I develop rock fists.
Right.
Okay.
So the NSA catches word when your mom calls a doctor to say, "Why is my kid got rock fists?" Tells the CIA. CIA scoops the
Grant's
kid.
hands are made out of granite. What should I do, doctor?
I'll be granite hands.
Have you tried
granite
soaking
grit.
them in
I'll
water?
be granite grit.
Have you tried Epsom salts in hot water?
Yeah.
So,
And black tea.
Holistic.
Yeah.
Fuck.
so you're more of the get them up. You
Yeah,
know, we're
like
going
train
to
'em.
we're going to make these into hardcore.
Yeah.
We're talking
killing machines.
G3. Get them up, get them going, or get them up, get them in, get them
'em-
going.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Head them up. Move them
That's-
out real hard.
See the way
Get them up.
the way that I look at it, I do think that they should serve, but I think it should be under their own free will.
No.
See, if I'm
That's how it is with regular war too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the
I-
only
I
way that I'm
think-
off of my point is if I'm going with Drew's, because there's no way round them up, put them in camps, don't use them for anything. Like
No.
that's ridiculous.
I feel like if it is their intention that they want to go forth and serve their country and make them proud, and by chance they just had the superpower, then that should be their right to go forth and serve their country.
But their superpower gives them an unnatural advantage on the battlefield.
Okay.
like tall people or like strong
Yeah.
people.
Literally,
It's
no,
different.
those
It's
are slight.
different
It's a
than
new
being,
level.
No,
What
it's
is-
not.
Those
Grant,
are slight genetic
what is-
advantages.
what is
like
the
this is like
aim-
one?
Oh
this is
my
one small
god.
chromosome.
It's different than being like, I'm slightly taller than you, or different than being like, I can throw a harder punch than you. It's being like, suddenly, I'm a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, it's like the rest of us have cerebral palsy and they're just normal people.
Right. That's bad.
Grant, what is the main objective in war?
To
There you go.
win.
Oh,
Okay.
how do you
How do you win?
With some form of dignity intact.
If that
And if you're
rules of
employing
war. What about-
mutants,
Listen, if I'm employing them, if it is under their own free will and their choice to go ahead and fight for the country that they love,
Right. Where's your dignity intact when you're just rounding them up and putting
All
them
right.
away?
there is
Let
no
me-
dignity in that.
Not
But
at
in
all.
Let me
my
walk you
version,
through-
Yeah, no, in
in
your
my
way.
version, if they say, you know what, I want to go fight for my country, that is their right to
that's
do it.
great.
Yes.
Fantastic. Let me
If-
walk you through.
But and also, if they have superpowers, guess what? You're gonna win. Everyone's gonna be happy. World peace, maybe, depending on the war.
okay.
You're
nucle-
flashing peace signs. I
Yes.
fucking get it.
nu-
Okay.
nuclear bomb.
All
Man,
about world peace.
nuclear bomb man goes out on the field, and then telepath from the other side takes control of the other, the enemy
Hey, man.
leader's head, and goes, "All right, we surrender."
Yeah, no.
All's fair in love and war,
It'd be interesting.
Let me walk you through a scenario. Okay.
Please take us on take us on a journey.
I'm going to take you on a mind journey.
Let's go on a little
All
stroll.
right, let me paint a picture.
Go for it.
Okay?
Okay.
You got a superhero. And let's say that maybe he's not like Superman level. Maybe he's just kind of, average power level.
So like a
He's
Quicksilver.
bulletproof.
He's bulletproof, and maybe he can, I don't know, shoot toxic sludge out of his fingertips. I don't know.
With like a high velocity.
No,
Can
it
you
just
shoot it
kind
far?
of oozes out.
Ugh.
Okay, across the room.
Like, if I was to take a little bit of my drink with a straw and, like, spit it out.
Okay, yeah.
It can go, like, maybe a foot.
So,
It's not power
so does he like
A foot
control
is
this
not
out as
very
well?
far.
Well,
Does he have to like recharge?
every, like, 12 minutes.
We're getting hung up on details
Yeah.
here.
But they could be important because it
Yeah,
could be
we
in the
might have
point
to
of losing
argue
a
with him in a
war.
minute.
But bulletproof acid man is on the battlefield.
Okay.
It's Chekhov's acid sludge. It'll
Okay.
come up later. No. Okay, so say he's been fighting for, I don't know, like, what's a tour of duty? Say, like,
What,
2 years.
2 years, something like
Damn.
that?
I was gonna
Okay.
say 3 months, but okay. Okay.
It's a little longer than that.
Okay.
It gets a little,
Maybe you die in the first 3 months.
battle fatigued, a little disenfranchised, all right? And he's got superpowers. And he's like, I could single-handedly probably turn the tide of this battle, this war. What if I started fighting for my ideals, for my values? Then you've got a rogue fucking agent with superpowers that you can't control, that you've trained, that you've put on the front lines.
You study them while you train them. You have countermeasures, dude.
Oh,
You would have a
no,
contingency
it doesn't
plan.
matter.
There are
Psychopaths are psychopaths.
Yeah, and people that control them control them.
And that's a
That's a very vague response.
It's the
that's
CIA,
a
bro.
dangerous
They can do it.
road to travel down. I'm just saying, you're putting something,
Yeah,
something.
I was gonna say.
You dehumanizing bastard.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
We're gonna pause. We're all watching you. Take the chips.
Yeah, just get it open right into the mic.
I wasn't right in the mic.
You know, we're going to war.
You need to do this.
I was gonna say, do you want to pour some onto the plate? Yeah,
Onto the plate.
onto the plate. That is the table.
Is that your mutant superpower to
Oh.
open chips extremely loudly?
25 minutes in, we're good.
All right, I just want to see how loud that would be. All right, you're fine. I'll just cut to you every time I see you take a bite. You're putting someone who's objectively dangerous on the front lines. Are you telling me that does not frighten you?
I would imagine that in some circumstances, if you're keeping a close eye on these individuals and you start seeing that fatigue, you would pull them out of the front lines. And send
But
them
you
home.
can't control them.
Okay. I
You
understand
can't
that.
control them.
Influence versus control. Two huge
Yeah.
factors there.
It's the same psychology that you put them through that you put every soldier through.
Every soldier does not have. Every soldier is not born with a gun in their hand, which these people are. They're
some of them,
dangerous.
Some of them look like John Cena and are ordered around by people that look like us.
No, it doesn't matter because those people, you can control them. They're human beings. They eat, they sleep, they breathe just like you do. You take someone like Captain America, you take someone like Superman who can run and fly and shoot lasers out of their eyes. That's someone you can't control. You can command them, certainly, but you can't control them. If they decide to do something else, it's like if you had a pet bear. You can train a bear. You can't control a bear.
Okay,
It's
new
bad.
angle.
That's a perfect analogy.
Thank
New
you.
angle. How do you feel about capture and study for use? I don't know.
Not capture, but it like persuade. Like, hey,
No, like
what if
literally
there's someone
take
else?
off the street and Deadpool.
Okay, Deadpool. I got it.
You know. Only like instead of creating the mutation, exactly that actually.
Because that worked so well for the people who made Deadpool.
He did
Yeah, but that
murder.
was-
He
yeah.
did murder all of them.
Literally
That's
everybody.
one example.
It's a bad example. There's no scenario. You can command, you
Wolverine
can
also.
train, you can
Yeah.
condition, but you cannot control.
Wolverine. Perfect.
Wolverine, that's a perfect example.
Wolverine already had superpowers.
The best part of that movie, Wolverine Origins, or
Yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Yeah.
where he, in the very beginning, where he's fighting across the wars, that's the perfect example. That is a weapon created for war that rebels in every scenario in pop culture that this has been an issue. let's put superheroes in war. They rebel.
And then it's like,
It's
okay,
a much more interesting story.
story, yes.
Like Wolverine,
doesn't
Wolverine
really-
does his tour of duty, comes home to his loving wife. Oh, okay, let's make that movie.
I would love to see that movie.
Yeah,
I would like to see
It
that.
might
It's
be
like,
good.
He's like, I want to go home and just fuck my wife.
fuck dark, gritty reboots. Let's see the lighthearted, like, cotton candy reboots.
I mean, it probably might not still be lighthearted. You'd still have, he'd have the
he'd have
struggles
some
of war.
PTSD, you know, he'd
Yeah.
struggle to acclimate to.
He
It'd be,
already
you know what
has
it would?
PTSD.
It'd be Rocky or not Rocky. It'd be Rambo, First Blood.
No,
What
wait,
about the one where the dude's he's a bomb diffuser guy? It's like that one too. He goes
Hurt
Hurt
Locker?
Hurt Locker,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, no,
It'd be like that one too.
with Wolverine, he does have PTSD when they try and, I don't know, enhance his superpowers by making him fucking indestructible metal on top of his regenerative abilities.
Yeah, but he didn't have to go all violent with it.
But he did.
But he had PTSD, and
How many other mutants exist in that universe?
Deadpool, Wolverine, Weapon. Okay, so let me.
We're looking at that's what we're looking at here. There's a whole picture frame, and you're looking at this violent, deadly corner.
Can I enlighten you? Because I
You
know
can
you're.
try.
I know you're not a huge comic book guy.
Yeah.
All right, and you're not
Not
necessarily.
really.
I
Yeah.
made you read Civil War on gunpoint, and you're. Well, I don't know where you stand on comic books.
I read a few digitally, but I didn't actually read any
All right.
paperback.
So, Wolverine is called Weapon X.
Yep.
Weapon 10. Okay, there's a Weapon 1, a Weapon 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wolverine. Then there's more. Because you get to X-23, who's his female clone, who was in Logan.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Logan?
I've not seen Logan.
I haven't seen
I didn't
Logan
realize
either.
that.
Yeah, that's X-23. That's the 23rd attempt.
So look, we got 2 in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Leaving 21 doing their jobs off being boring.
So you're saying 20...
Are you just gonna assume they all went rogue? Is that what you're saying?
So you're saying 21 attempts worked perfectly?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because no. Because look what X and 23 are.
They screwed up. They got some psychotic ones in there. You can't be doing that.
It's bad. Mutants on the battlefield is bad. Superheroes. It's not just mutants.
It's an 8%
Yeah,
chance.
we're leaning
An
mutants right
8%
now.
chance of failure is 8% too much.
There's a lot of things that's within
An
not terrible
8%
limits.
chance of failure is 8% too much
Look,
with superpower.
it's-
I
a
hate
new
to
thing.
quote Ben Affleck in Batman vs Superman because I have some opinions about
Wait,
that film.
is the quote, do you bleed?
It's not.
Damn it.
But even if there's a 1% chance,
How do you know her name?
if there's a 1% chance that these people can go bad, that they can become disenfranchised, that they can become evil, that they might go against the the nation's best interest, they
See,
shouldn't be on the battlefield.
You're convincing me slowly that maybe they shouldn't be on the battlefield, but at the same time,
I'm doing my job.
the way that you're
Maybe.
doing it is
Maybe
killing me
slowly.
because you're just. They can always go bad. People can always go bad if we're not even allowing them to be in the military, let alone on the front lines. They're still
They could still find a way.
yeah, they're still out there
Yeah.
being humans with superpowers. They can do bad stuff.
But then it takes, I guess, you're right. You're right. It takes the blame off the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Because the moment you inscript them, the moment you put them on the battlefield,
They're property of you.
exactly, they're property of the United States government.
Or whatever government they're fighting for.
Or, exactly, North Korea, China, whatever.
Russia.
It becomes their responsibility.
Netherlands.
Oh, dangerous.
Fucking Newfoundlands.
I knew they were going to come for us one day.
Newfoundlanders?
Bastards.
Doofies.
That's not the Netherlands, but yeah.
So yeah, even if
You're
it's
right.
I like Netherlands.
Dog
it's,
breed.
it's like one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, but
situations.
you're if
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
I would really damned if I don't, though. I would
You're-
be really happy with
Damn
it.
No,
it,
would
Would
damn
you
if
rather
don't-
have casualties in your country based on their actions, or would you rather have casualties in war?
Well, I don't know, man. Maybe he turns bad on the front line, but he can always come back and wreak havoc wherever he
Yeah.
wants.
I'd rather have casualties in the private sector. I know,
No, yeah, just kill the civilians.
Inside the corporate states
No.
of America.
I know that sounds bad, but
No, it does sound bad.
no,
It's pretty bad.
100% bad.
I know.
Congratulations.
So that's why we round them up and put them in camps, right? Is that where you're going with this?
No,
Send them
Yes,
back.
it is.
not yet.
Mutant racist.
You son
Yes.
of a bitch.
They're dangerous, and I don't want the government to have ownership of the mutants or the superpowered people. I'm sorry, the soups,
So basically what you're saying is
the
that
capes.
you just want all the superhero people to like you just want them to like fuck off and do their own thing. Because even if you don't put them in the army or let them have free will, you're talking about controlling them, which leads to internment camps, which leads to them also technically being property
no,
of the
yeah,
U.S. government.
No,
I'll step back.
Doesn't. Oh my
No,
god.
okay, so any superpower that can be used as a violent action, no, don't put that in the war ever.
No, just the
Don't.
ones that like grow flowers out of their fingers. Send them to the front lines.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is Flower Fingers McGillicuddy gonna do?
I like
He's gonna grow
It's
flowers
a
for the front
counterpoint to
line.
his point.
but
Don't put the violent ones in. Don't put the worry ones in war.
no,
Don't put any of them.
yeah, don't put any of them in the war. But for like medical help and stuff, like let's say after the war, you have
Magic healing.
you have an
guys.
amputee. It's like bam, you have someone that can heal that person. I'm all for that.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't want to do it?
No, because you have to draw a line in the sand. All right?
I have to choose to
I'm
say
like-
no.
You're like
mutants at all.
low key sounding evil with everything you say, man.
Draw a
I'm the one
line in the
advocating
sand.
war, and you
I
still
can't play
sound like
both.
the
I
bad
can't
guy.
play
to me.
both sides. I can't.
I only
say-
want these kind of mutants
No.
on the other side of the sand.
Yeah, right.
You have to draw a line. All right, so I have medical ailments that would keep me out of service, okay?
Okay.
If there was a draft today and they drew my number and they pulled me and they pulled me in for whatever kind of conscription there is,
Infantry.
I would be disqualified.
Yeah.
And you would be disqualified, and I don't know about you, and I don't know about you, but you know,
So basically, for definite, half of this room is disqualified.
half of the hypothetically
Oh.
boys would be
Oh,
disqualified.
And then,
High five.
and then you have a soup. You have a soup that can
Disability.
heal. You have a soup that can heal both of you, and then it's like, oh, congratulations,
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
part of the war.
Hang on. I was not.
See,
I
I
wasn't done. It wasn't just like a let's talk about our fucking.
No,
disabilities.
You're right. There's going somewhere with that.
There's
right?
a point.
But he does bring up a good, interesting point to this.
I haven't gotten to it, but okay.
Well, let me interject because I'm already talking.
Grant was literally the first one talking, bro.
So- Can you imagine if the government had control over mutants that had healing powers that could fix any disability on any human being?
Can I get to my point?
Yes.
All right.
But then I want to talk about mine afterwards because I think mine was
My
stuck
point
there.
will negate yours.
Well, fine. Fuck you then.
I'm really interested in your point now.
Thank you. I have a disability. All right. I get drafted.
Doesn't mean I won't treat you any different. You're an asshole.
Thank you.
It's
They say
2019.
thank you.
Yep.
Fuck you. They say we don't want you. All right. Same with mutants. Same with superpowered people. All right. It's a checklist. It's like, do you have all your organs? Check. Can you see? Check.
Do you have asthma?
Do you have asthma? Check. Do you have superpowers? Check. All right. If you checked all those boxes,
Or any of them?
or any of those boxes, or however I was just doing it, if you checked any of them, you're disqualified. If you have superpowers, I don't care if you're Flower Fingers McGillicuddy, you're fucking disqualified. All right, because you have what is essentially an unfair advantage on the battlefield. All right, and we have. And I know this sounds stupid and this sounds unconventional.
It's a superior unfair advantage. It's not just unfair advantage.
It's an objective unfair advantage.
That's it. That's
Because
what
as soon as you let Flower Fingers McGillicuddy onto the battlefield, you're also letting in Wolverine. You're also letting in Cyclops. You're also letting in Cannonball. You're also letting in Superman.
Dark
you're also
Phoenix.
letting in the Dark Phoenix.
All right. Well,
If you have a
I
dark-
think the way you're going about keeping superheroes out of war is very stupid.
You have a dark-
Look, maybe you do like a Treaty of Versailles type thing where it's or whatever was it where they made the rules of war or whatever. If it's there,
You're talking like
yeah.
the Geneva Convention?
Thank you. I'm a retard. But yeah, if it's there for everybody to say, "Hey, man, that's a no-no." But if you're doing it to yourself, you're cutting off your arm right there. You got a whole mutant arm right here, and you're like, "No, I'm not gonna use that arm."
Because the second you let that arm in, you're asking for trouble. What if... And I hate to keep bringing him up because I'm sure he's a great guy, but fucking Flower Fingers McGillicuddy, all right? I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he grows flowers out of his hands.
I know.
But what if that's not the extent? What if he
Yeah,
can
no,
grow...
he can grow trees right up under you and shoot you up into the air with
That, and
What
that's
if he can-
terrifying. That's legitimate, like...
roots, like trip up roots and drag you under like the soil and you suffocate.
in World War II, they would like keep prisoners of war under bamboo plants, and the bamboo would literally grow up out of them.
Was that World War II?
Mythbusters tested
Yeah.
it.
It sounds more like a Vietnam thing.
No, it's World War II.
World War
Like
II,
the-
Mythbusters tested it, and it fucking worked.
Oh, I
Yeah,
believe
they
it.
killed a guy.
They killed.
That's why that show's not on anymore.
I know. A lot of lawsuits. No,
Adam
but
Savage. True to his name.
that's why they don't like each other. It was actually Jamie Heinemann's son that Adam
Oh,
killed.
yeah, that wasn't smart.
No, I don't know why. I didn't.
Took his bray and everything.
It was
Trophy.
it was gruesome, and they showed it all. But the second you let him in, what if North Korea has someone more powerful? I'm just saying, if this is something that's endemic to the world, that everyone has superpowers, and you have to take it as everyone in the world is developing these powers. Everyone in the world has a chance of becoming a mutant. That means Korea has superheroes. That means China has superheroes. That means Russia has superheroes. And whether they're our allies or our enemies, as soon as you let them onto the battlefield, it's an unfair advantage. And you're asking for nuclear fire.
They're doing the same thing with technology all the time, though. We're always developing new military technology. So is Russia.
Technology can be countered. Superpowers can't.
Not a new technology. Not something you've never heard of before.
Once you've cracked
They
it,
nuked whichever city they nuked first in Japan in 40 whatever.
Hiroshima.
They nuked Hiroshima, and they didn't know that it got nuked for a day because they heard that there was a bombing run, but nobody picked up a bunch of bombers on the radar. So they're like, I mean, it must not have happened because they didn't realize there was a new technology that could just drop one bomb and destroy a city.
Yeah, it was a singular plane with 4 trailer planes. Like
The Enola Gay.
Yeah, one singular bomber and 4 like convoy aircraft.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they didn't know for a day. Things are always changing. There's always a new thing that can kill you.
But those things don't have a mind.
These things have to be
Artificial
run by
intelligence.
someone with a mind.
What about artificial intelligence?
I don't like that. Let's not do
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
that. Please no.
That is technology with
That's
already
3
gone
against
to-
1 that I... No.
We'll save Terminator verse for next time.
We'll do that. Yeah, that'll be hypothetically
no.
episode whatever. No. The nuclear weapons don't have a mind. Nuclear weapons don't have
A conscience.
an
A
agenda.
man with a key to a nuclear weapon has a mind.
Yes.
And we got the 2 men, 2 keys. We got that. But there's definitely 2 Russians that could like break in and kill all the guys and take the keys and fuck.
I just think at the end of the day, you're asking for trouble if you put these objectively dangerous people. And I know I've raised some controversial opinions in this episode, but they are objectively dangerous. Can we agree with that? That they could on a whim blow up a town. You couldn't.
I mean, if I had access to the right weaponry and technology, yes.
But
we
you
could
couldn't-
all on a whim do some very damaging and
Fucked up
crazy
shit.
things.
You couldn't nuke a town.
I
on a
could poop
whim,
on your carpet.
Any of us could do a lot more damage than we ever would.
but you couldn't nuke a town. And one superhero, unsupervised and uncontrolled, on the battlefield, could just succumb to the bloodlust and just go crazy.
Yeah, and start killing
I
on
think
his own
you're
side.
just you're just afraid of it, dude. Like it's
Yeah, I am.
it's
something
irrational.
you should
It's to an
honestly be.
irrational level, I think.
No,
Like
it's quite
It's
rational.
sketch. It's sketch.
It's bad.
It's not that bad. We literally make killing machines. Like there's Marines, Navy SEALs. They like a Marine could walk in here, kill
Would
all
you-
of us before any of us fucking had time to
You know
like
what? No,
blink.
no. A Marine could come in here, but I think 4 against 1, we'd have pretty okay odds.
No, we wouldn't.
No, we would
Yeah,
not.
what if that one Marine?
I'm the only one.
you are.
I'm
mean-
the only one that's confident.
I mean, thank you.
You're false. That's a big old
Listen,
bravado
if-
from
if
you.
a
but
Marine
it's
walked
not
in
happening.
here with
Maybe I'm the one that works out right now.
I die instantly.
Yeah,
I mean,
just- yeah,
I'd have
eye
a heart
contact.
attack.
It's
Thank
over.
you for being the decoy. I really appreciate your service.
Yeah, you and I would die. We'd have one heart attack collectively. And then it'd just be 2 against 1. Oh my god. I wish I would be alive to see that fight. But they're dangerous. They become disenfranchised. They get a god complex.
That's like saying
If they
we shouldn't
didn't already
put
have a
tanks in
god-
there. They'll get tanks. You know what I mean? Like it's tanks against all this infantry. Tanks were supported by infantry in every battle.
If they
They're
didn't,
still in there.
if they didn't have a god complex already, oh, you can roll your eyes all you want. You can fucking roll them out of your head. If they didn't have a god complex, they'll fucking have one after they fought a war.
Oh, you know what? You ever seen r/just boot things?
No.
Yes.
They
Just bootneck things or something.
there's a whole there's a whole lot of like dudes getting out of basic and going like, I'm a fucking killing machine. Yeah,
Imagine that
bleeds
guy
into your point a lot.
who can shoot lasers out of his eyes. All right? That's dangerous. That's dangerous. You watch the beginning of fucking Full Metal Jacket? That pep talk? Imagine that Joker has superpowers. That's fucking dangerous. You create a merciless, emotionless killer with superpowers?
Why are we making him emotionless?
Because that's what the military does.
Ooh.
It's brainwashing.
Yeah, I guess
You go,
kinda.
it is. You go to Paris Island.
I'm for. I stated earlier. I'm for brainwashing. Pro brainwashing over here.
I'm not for brainwashing when it comes to superpowers.
But short of that,
Short of that, yeah, fucking brainwash them.
Yeah.
That's fine. You add superpowers to the mix as soon as you tick that fucking box. If you can grow flowers out of your fingers, you're out.
yeah, I don't know. I don't have
Should we all?
a good
agree-
enough argument to shut you up at all.
Should we all
I
agree?
think I've presented quite a reasonable and
Yeah.
or unreasonable Hitler-esque argument.
You've brought me back a little bit. You haven't flipped me. You're not gonna flip me.
I'm still on the free will thing.
Churn, what do you think?
Yeah, well, yes.
Superpowers bad. More
That's
superpowers.
what, you said
bad.
it in your notes. We knew your.
That's literally point number 1 on my notes. Hold on, let me go back to my.
Pull them up.
Let me go back to my extensively written notes. Superhero in war bad.
Drew, you got me. I'm with Drew.
Danger of
Full
Dark
freedom.
Phoenix.
Let him do
Full
as they
freedom.
please.
Let them do it.
Danger of Dark
man.
Phoenix meltdown. You literally have Dark Phoenix where
That was Dark Phoenix.
She can't control her powers, but she's one of the strongest superheroes, super mutants ever. And in her struggle of trying to control her powers, she fucking loses her shit.
Dude, you're making me want to fucking get on this registered mutants thing with that one. I'm not on it.
Yes!
I'm not on it. It's still evil.
Future
sorry,
episodes, should we register mutants?
Did you
no.
zone out?
Tweet
should
us
Yeah, I did zone.
Okay, so literally Dark Phoenix, she's
at
one of,
ABW Radio on Twitter. Tweet us if you want us to fucking register mutants.
Just tell me off when we get
Registered
done.
mutants.
oh,
Yes.
Freedom.
yeah, I'll tell you when we get
At Handy
it's
Midget.
it's super important.
Yes or no, should we register mutants? No context.
What?
At what's your? Don't you have a
I
Twitter?
don't have a Twitter.
Oh,
That's why I was confused.
don't you
on
have a
that one.
Twitter? It's anyone in this room.
It
have-
was at
No.
Hot Sauce's Lube.
at Hot Sauces Lube. Tweet us in yes
I'm
or
sure
no.
that one's not in use right now. I can go get it back.
Go get it back. And on that note, I've been Grant.
Drew.
I was right about my argument.
I'm Churn. I'm with Grant on this one because seriously, that's super people bad in war. Super bad war.
Super,
Chris.
super bad war.
Bad super
Thank
war.
you and good night.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you think this show is worth at least $1, please donate to us on Patreon. Visit us online at angrybookworm.com and click Support Our Nonsense. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Instagram, Twitter, and newsletter to stay up to date on everything happening at Angry Bookworm Radio.